Good morning, pop culture. We are live. Today is Friday, October the 19th, 2018. It's 8:15 a.m. and it's time to get started with Good Morning Pop Culture. So, yes, it's 8:15. I'm late. If I was any later, I'd be fucking pregnant. So, I'm here. Let's get on with this morning's show. So, first off, heads up for those out there. I got up super early. I was working on a video, a good video, one about this Hasbro possible layoffs. Now, a lot of people that dislike this channel would say, oh, they're just going to rile up to get more views about Star Wars toys not selling. Guess what? I've been in contact with somebody at Hasbro for many months, and I'm finally allowed to reveal the information. So be on the lookout for that video. It's eye-opening. And another thing, it's a world-class bullshitters exclusive. So like the British lady says at the beginning of all of our videos, this one is the damn truth. So do not miss out on that one. That should be out later today because on Monday, the third quarter financials come out. So we're going to talk about those then. But before we start anything else, this episode of Good Morning Pop Culture is brought to you by T. Allen Diaz's Lunatic City series. Take a walk on the dark side of the moon with this first installment of this gritty sci-fi noir for just 99 cents. Link is in the description below. Just like the link for Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. So, folks, this is it. We are at the final 36-hour stretch for Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. I'm excited. You're excited. Tons of people have been picking up their copies at the last moment. So let's take a moment to see where Stealing Solo is at. Whew. All right. So two things. There we go. Now I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. The stream shit the bed. Now, where were we? Stealing Solo. We're so close. Every day it gets closer and closer. We haven't had this much success with this campaign since it started. So we're at $43,117 with 1,113 backers. So I'm excited. You're excited. If we can get another, what is that? $6,983. We're good. We're gold. Everyone's going to get an anthology. I know somebody on Twitter said, man, I hope this happens. I really want that Ash Can anthology. Well, dude, on Twitter, you're going to get more than the Ash Can anthology. You're going to get the full-size book. It won't be recolored or lettered or anything like that, but you're going to get the full-size comic book. So tell everyone about this. We're being featured in the Arts and Film Collection. So this is exciting. This is great. This is an awesome parody of a very public person in a public situation. So it's a lot of fun. And if you guys want to get this, well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So thank you to everyone out there who's out there making it happen. So thank you to Billy Ritchie and everyone out there. Oh, and Kenneth LaRock as well. So an Ash Can issue is just a small, crappy comic book. A lot of places do that out there or put those out there for like proof of whatever. Proof of concept and all that stuff. I was going to do that as a bonus, but I thought, let's sweeten the pot. I'll give you a full-size book. It technically is in color. The colors are kind of muted, but anthology number 1, the one that you guys would get as a bonus gift, is a fully colored comic book. Not the best colors, but then again, we save that for Stealing Solo, the main event. So thank you, John Chipola, as well. So now let's start talking about, well, nope, we're not there yet. We're only at 197 viewers, so we'll wait. One more. And then we passed it. All right. Thank you, Edward. Yes. All right. So you notice that the title of the video was kind of weird. Mark Hamill? What? So give me a moment to pull this up because, again, I was running late getting here. It wasn't me waiting to get here or go live. Believe me. I'd love to be that cool. You know, when The Rock would come out to wrestle, the other wrestler would come out, and their music would stop, and it would get silent, and the crowd would chant, Rocky, Rocky, and then boom, all of a sudden his music hits, and everybody's on their feet. If there's a way I can incorporate that into a YouTube stream, well, damn it, I'm stealing it from The Rock. Now, this article was interesting to me, not for the reasons you would think. So press 1 if you liked Luke Skywalker before The Last Jedi, and I expect 212 ones. Also, can we get 212 thumbs up? Smash the muff button for us, please. Helps the channel grow. So Mark Hamill confirms Luke will return in Star Wars Episode 9. We already knew that. But the interesting part is the tweet from Hamill himself. I mentioned keeping my hashtag Star Wars opinions to myself. And what happens? It triggers an avalanche of questions about the next one. All I can say is, yes, I'm in it. Other than that, just consider it Episode 9 comment. Now, who says Episode 9 a lot? Who calls this film Episode 9? Our good friend Uncle Ethan Van Piver. This sounds like a very, very Fandom Menace-y phrase to say. Now, is he associated with us? Not that I've heard. But there was a week ago or so when one of our listeners on the official Jon Favreau Facebook page said something along the lines of, oh, I hope this is better than all the other crappy Star Wars, and the official page gave it a thumbs up. So I'm not going to go out on a limb to say that Jon Favreau is a fan of the Fandom Menace, but I'm going to guess, if I had to, Mark Hamill at least knows who we are. Probably takes a good bit of pleasure out of it secretly behind the scenes. A chuckle, if you will. Oh, yeah. They don't like Jake Skywalker? Neither do I. So, Mark, if you know who we are, hello and welcome. We'd love to have you stop on by. Let me give you a free cup of coffee. But I just love that he uses the terminology Episode 9. So this is going to go on and become more of a popular thing because a celebrity did it. So we did it first here in the Fandom Menace. All of you out there have used the phrase before. Now Mark Hamill has become one of us. But we talked a couple months ago. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait, a super chat pop up from our friend Michael Rodriguez. Morning, Jeff. Quick shout out for Craig from Reviews for You. The doc found another tumor and he stopped breathing for a couple times recently. His friends are managing his channel and asked for donations in a live stream last night. Yeah, that's rough, guys. Check out live stream from Craig for Reviews for You. If I could speak, sorry. Check out the live stream for Reviews for You about Craig. Michael Rodriguez, I had not known about this. I was, busy doing my own thing. I got the guys are coming in from out of town tonight for the birthday stream celebration stuff. So, by the way, this is the last episode of Good Morning Pop Culture in my 20s. Am I scared? No, I really don't care. I'm looking forward to November when we can move this to its own channel and I can get back to making videos. I mean, at the crack of dawn, I was excited to make these videos, but that's another night. So, no, that is not good for our friend Craig from Reviews for You. I don't know Craig personally, but even if Craig didn't like our channel or, even if John Campea had a tumor, I would never take pleasure in knowing that somebody's out there sick. So let's wish the best for Craig from Reviews for You. If you guys are into the channel, into that community, check out, see what's. Michael, thank you for the word. We have a bigger audience than Reviews for You, I think. So, you can never keep a good man down. So, Craig, all the best of luck, my friend. All the best of luck. Let's see. So, yes, Mark Hamill is in this movie. But remember a couple of months ago, talked about how Star Wars has changed the way it markets itself. There was an interesting article about it. I think I called it the nostalgia tax in our video, where they can no longer build a whole movie around the hype and the mystery of Episode 9 with Lando Calrissian. He's not enough. So they got to tell you Luke is in it. They got to tell you Leia's in it. Then there's that whole Todd Fisher confusion. There's just so many things that made 2000, like the last 12-month span from last October to now, the year that broke Star Wars. It is a big, big problem. And it's not because the world's evolving and the world's changing. It's that the people there are fucking dumb. Just flat out dumb. Kathleen Kennedy is not very good at what she's doing. She's in charge of Lucasfilm. Why is Star Wars the way it is? J.J. Abrams. Oh, he's the greatest director of all time. Yeah, you made a bunch of money and the hype was high for Episode 7, but that petered out. Oh, Rian Johnson's an auteur. He's a master. No, he's a piece of crap director. I almost called him a masturbator. No, but he Johnsoned the entire thing to keep the penis references up there. Now you have to change it, and Mark Hamill comes out. Look at Mark. I love you to death. If I ever met you, a handshake and probably a hug would ensue. Nothing but respect for Mark Hamill. But, Mark, if it wasn't for this channel, even you couldn't get me to go see this movie. I watched Luke Skywalker be bastardized and then die. No endorsement would be good enough for me. Harrison Ford himself could say, "Hey, kid, I suggest you see this movie." Sorry, Harrison. Go back to the basement. Midnight Cherry TV, thank you very much for your super chat. The official birthday is the 21st, so Sunday. So thank you very much. So I wanted to bring this to your attention because, hey, what if? We all love what ifs. We talk about Marvel Comics constantly on this channel. Why? Not because the hot button topic, like, the SJWs in comics. By the way, I put the letters NPC in yesterday's video as a test. Demonetized. So YouTube does have it in for the phrase NPC. So it goes to show you the bias of YouTube. So yeah, just a heads up for what's going to be coming in the next couple of months from YouTube. But Mark, my friend, please come to the light side and join us for an interview at Star Wars Celebration. Let's see, what are our channels combined at? 200 and something thousand. If all of us could come together, yeah, maybe we could make Mark Hamill appear on this channel. You never know. So let's see what you guys think. People are excited for Mark Hamill. Some people aren't going to see this movie. That's fine. You guys have your own right to do what you want. As they like to say, the Fandom Menace calls for a boycott. We don't call for shit. I personally, world-class bullshitter, say to you guys, do what you want. Use your own powers to, rationally pick out what you do. If you want to go see this movie, okay. If you don't. But if I do tell you to do anything, let us review it first, and then based on our review, maybe you decide what you want to do. Now, I wish the entire Fandom Menace could show up to Star Wars Celebration. It would be incredible. I mean, seriously, think about that. 200,000 people peacefully show up because we don't like The Last Jedi. No news organization in the world could ignore that. Hell, ABC themselves would have to be like, oh, shit. Jimmy Kimmel could try to make a joke better than his whole career, but it won't work because Jimmy Kimmel is just sucking on that power teat, man. He just wants a spot at the table, and he will suck the power teat all day long. But if everybody were to show up, imagine that. It would be a lot of fun. Chicago probably wouldn't have enough hotel rooms for all of us, and yes, there are a lot of us. But we would unite in the name of, Last Jedi kind of sucked, very much so. And Disney's not that great for Star Wars. And it would be really interesting because, the word would get out to the mainstream. Oh, it's really not just a small group of people. It's everybody out there. Oh, shit, what do we do? Well, that goes to turn these keyboard warriors, the ones that are always saying a small hate group, a small this, a small minority, that just goes to take their credibility into question because, well, we're not that small, guys. Trust me. We've been known about it. We've been known about for months. You just refuse to let us, talk. Oh, man. So if you're going to be at Star Wars Celebration, press 1. And if you're not, think about it. Bunk up with a buddy. Come hang out. You don't need to go into the convention to make the money. I just advocate that you come hang out with us. We have a bar. We're going to be doing events and hanging out. I'm bringing gifts. I'm bringing a box full of shirts and stuff like that to give away, to thank everyone out there because you guys have turned this from, me doing a podcast on Thursday night to every day I got to do something, but that's okay because it is my job now. Ryan Johnson is an auteur in the Johnson way. Ryan Johnson is, he'll make his little Daniel Craig flick and he'll do all of these things, but at the end of the day, he'll never touch his Star Wars trilogy. And imagine if everyone in the Fandom Menace united to agree, we don't want it and we won't see it. That is better than any market research Disney could ever pay for. Just a group of 200,000 people are like, we're not going to see this movie, and, you can't convince us, you can't bully us. That would be incredible. And then they look out into the sea of people and they go, shit. I imagine Kathleen Kennedy having to answer to 200,000 people publicly. Like, why'd you say this? Like, imagine a line of us, 20 or 30 of us, led by Ethan, myself, Jeremy. Well, I'm going to go first because I'm the tallest. We ask our questions to Kathleen Kennedy. What does she do? What does she say? How does she try to spin it that we're an alt-right hate group? Ooh, that'll be interesting. But let me dream. It's my birthday weekend. Even if you think, oh, that'll never happen. Well, it could. Remember, Kevin Garnett said it. Anything is possible. Oh, Ryan Johnson mentally abused me. Yes, He mentally abused millions of people. If mental abuse is a crime punishable by, jail sentences, Rian Johnson will never see the sky again. But that's okay. You killed Luke Skywalker, my friend. You deserve it. So, Mark Hamill, again, my friend, you can't sell us this movie. Kevin Smith had a theory that's total bullshit when he said Ahsoka is Rey's mom. Won't you agree? There is not a single word that comes out of Kevin Smith's mouth that is related to Star Wars that I agree with anymore. I no longer trust the man. He may be a great... You know what? I'm going to put him out there as a good guy, great dad, great husband, all these nice positive things that I can say about his person. Kevin, at one point in time, you were a fantastic filmmaker. You spoke to an entire generation of people. I wasn't even in that age group, but I understood what Clerks was supposed to be. And then Mallrats was fun but dumb. I like Dogma, don't like Chasing Amy, and I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Clerks 2. Really spoke to me when I was, 17 years old, going on 18. Man, Clerks 2, I get it. It's so deep. At 29, I'm like, it's still fun, but it's not as deep as I once thought, You grow up. Kevin Smith is perfect for angsty 13 to 25-year-olds. Then, if you got a shitty job and you work slinging chili at Skyline, maybe you still love Kevin Smith. But after you get a little older, you kind of realize, life changes. But Kevin Smith knows it. He knows how to appeal to those people, and he's made a very, very good career of it. So nothing but respect to that guy. But when it comes to theories and recommendations from Kevin Smith, no, I'm nodding my head to the side. You can't see it right now. Just take my word for it. I'm nodding no, Kevin. No. So Ahsoka is Rey's mother. Ahsoka's orange. And I don't think Kevin Smith knows how interracial mating works. I do, product of it. I don't know how interspecies mating works. Never seen it because there are, no examples on Earth. But I'm pretty sure if you're orange with these weird markings and tendrils on your head, you're not going to become a British white woman with brown hair. Kevin, let's just think how that would work. You'd be this weird alien hybrid. Oh, but it's the Force. That's not how the Force works. Okay. Was that a line from episode 7? That is a line from episode 7. Wow, shit. I apologize. I've been thinking about Harrison Ford too much. But Kevin Smith, that's not how any of this works at all. So, folks, whenever Kevin Smith puts out stupid tweets, or not tweets, but theories like that, just nod your head and say, no, Kevin. It's not happening. Please stop trying to stay relevant. Please stop trying to entertain us. So let's see. Rey is really a man, the twist of the trilogy. I mean, Daisy Ridley is many things. I would never call her mannish. But hey, The Crying Game or The Piano, classy films like Miramax used to make, so why not? Let's see what else is going on. Today's show is going to be a little shorter because I got to work on this video and then I got to go do some stuff. Nick will be in town in a few short hours. He's on his way here. So I apologize in advance for this abbreviated Good Morning Pop Culture. So if you guys are out there working and lurking and you got stuff you want me to talk about, ask me now because this show will be gone sooner than normal. The fact that Carrie Fisher is going to be in this is going to be awkward as hell. Yeah, so not seeing episode 9. You do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. Chuck Wendig is gone now. Who do you think is next on the chopping block? Well, I don't think there's this list. Chris Jericho's the master of the list, but I don't think there's this list at Disney / Lucasfilm / Marvel of problematic employees that are getting the axe next. I think Chuck Wendig is actually an example. He's gone, and he was doing big stuff. So I think this was Marvel's way of saying, if you cause us this kind of problem and you bring this kind of negative attention, you will be fired. Look at Chuck Wendig. And so you're going to have these militant dickheads that are going to keep pushing the envelope, and then they'll get fired for being militant dickheads. But I don't think Disney / Marvel / Lucasfilm has a list of up next. I know people are excited about Chuck Wendig. I was too. Like I said on the High Council, even though that wasn't liked, Chuck Wendig is the greatest villain of all time. Why? Because he thinks he's the hero in his story. But in reality, he's the problem. He's the Nurse Ratched. He's the one causing all the problems. Not us. If anything, I'm like the lady in the Warriors. I'm telling the Warriors to get back home to Coney real safe. Except I don't have a perm. I don't have that kind of hair. But Chuck Wendig is I won't call him a sacrificial lamb because he did what he got fired for. He wasn't I don't want to call Kelly Marie Tran a sacrificial lamb, but her situation was used to make a bigger statement about Star Wars to try to shut up the fan base. And I'm not just going to say the Fandom Menace, but the fan base. I've met a lot of people who wouldn't call themselves Fandom Menace enthusiasts, supporters, or they're even aware that we exist, but they don't like Rose Tico. A lot of people I've met. Oh, well, that's like 10 people. No, I know way more than 10 people. You got to understand something. People at my local comic shop and toy stores, they know about this channel. They listen to the show. So they're like, oh, you're here. Let's talk about this. So I get into these long 4 or 5 hour discussions. I spent 12 hours at a comic book store once. And I'm just saying, things like that happen. Rose Tico wasn't loved, but but her situation was used to make a bigger statement. Chuck Wendig's can't. He did stupid stuff. He's fired. That was the right thing to do from a certain point of view for some people. And what do I think about it personally? I think it's good that he's gone because you do not want that kind of negativity associated with your brand. It's not smart. Star Wars is not infallible. They thought it was back in 2012 when they bought it. We can do whatever we want. So they were ramping it up. They were getting those wheels spinning on full blast. Oh, we're canceling this book. We're doing this. We're changing the toys. We're doing all these things to save money, to milk more from licensors. And then we're going to put out a subpar product and people are going to buy it up because it says Star Wars across it. It didn't happen. Chuck Wendig is now a liability to them because they know that if it's not up to par, people just won't buy it, and they can't be shit on and guilted into it. Oh, I gotta buy it. It's for Star Wars. It means nothing anymore. So Chuck Wendig, I do not think is the. I don't think there's a list. If there is a list of people that are going to get fired, I'm wrong. But name somebody else that's such a problem in the Star Wars creation community. Say what you will about Kathleen Kennedy and her bad, inept business decisions. She's not going out there and calling people prolapsed anuses. I think it would be honestly funny to see a woman of her age say that kind of stuff. Gangster Kathleen, like she's actually got her deal with it glasses on, a hat turned to the side, and she's doing beer bong hits. Maybe that's the real Kathleen Kennedy. If I found out that was the real Kathleen Kennedy, I would never say an unkind word about that woman again. I'd be like, shit, this lady is a business major, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Cesaria Japan says, Smith is looking at too much Rule 34 porn right now. Right now, I believe Kevin Smith lives in a bubble of weird adult material. Let's see. Is Chuck Wendig going to DC like James Gunn? Well, DC seems to be taking pages out of SJW Marvel's book, so why not? We'll see. When you work for these comic book companies, you are a freelancer. You do not technically work for the company. You don't get insurance. You don't get a lot of these things. Some people do have those corporate jobs, but let's say I drew Spider-Man professionally. I don't work at Marvel. I do work for Marvel, which they pay me for. I give them the rights to, and then I get a check. Like 2% of what it makes, I get. That's why Comicsgate is a thing. People are tired of being talked down to, and they want to make their own books and keep the money and do it their own way. So thankfully, I have an audience that allows that. And this is just the beginning for our comics. But you never know. I think DC studios are a little more desperate than DC Comics. I don't think DC Comics are actually desperate. They seem to be doing quite well or okay. They don't have the lightning rod of controversy attached to their ass. They don't constantly get brought up in articles, but then you also don't have really bad writers coming out to defend them in, oh, well, if you take on episodes or books number 4 and 5 of Vader Unleashed or whatever it's called, you're going to be blacklisted. Go take any other job. No, why don't you go take another job and shut up? Get off Twitter. There you go. Here's an idea. Swinging Cod, thank you very much. Oh, yeah, Bro Paula Creed, I did mention the Warriors. Swinging Cod, thank you very much. I will not see episode 9. I did not see episode 8. I gave 7 a chance, and if they had followed up on the one, and if they had followed up on the setup, I would not be happy, but I would be satisfied. Instead, we would have been given the most expensive case of blue balls in history. Let me reread that because I kind of, sorry, I can only breathe out of one nostril this morning. Swinging Cod says, I will not see episode 9. I did not see 8. I gave 7 a chance. And if they had followed up on the setup, I would not be happy, but I would have been satisfied. Instead, we've been given the most expensive case of blue balls in history. I just wanted to say blue balls in history twice. But Swinging Cod, I get it. I, too, did not like episode 7. Had they followed the setup, I would have felt like this. It's just me. Okay, I don't like these movies. I'm not going to act like I don't, and I will talk about them. But I would have accepted the fact that I'm in the minority, the super minority, that didn't like this movie, and I have to accept it. But that's not the case. They Johnsoned it beyond all belief. So, thankfully, this all sprung up from it. So, thanks, Rian Johnson. You ruined Star Wars, but you helped build this community so much. We appreciate you so much. That's sarcasm, by the way, folks. Yeah, but if you think about it, episode 7, and I've not changed my stance, still hate it. I'm still emotionally gutted by it. It did set up a lot of stuff that will never get payoff. And it's like they're going to do 7, and 8 ruined it all. But 9's like, trick or treat, it was just a joke. We're going back. Everything from 8 doesn't matter. Luke Skywalker's alive. Oh, God, could you imagine? That's all I can say is, could you imagine? Could you imagine? But Swinging Cod, I apologize that you have the most expensive case of blue balls in history. That's just, that's how we have to live. Let's see. What about the reshoots for episode 9? Well, I don't necessarily think that the reshoots are as problematic as Solo Star Wars Stories reshoots, because there's the same director. Every movie has reshoots. But Star Wars movies hadn't been, like Rogue One had those, and they changed the whole movie. That was a good enough movie. I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 after my re-reviewing. Those are fun too. You go back, you watch a movie after the hype is removed. How does it change, Jeff? Well, if it's Infinity War, it stays the same because it was that damn good. But in this case, no. Our friend Klaus Dork, thank you very much. Good morning. Will there be cameos of fans like the Moist poster or the Muff Muffin? If so, can I request a red helmet with a sleeping animal on it? Are you talking about stealing Solo? No, there are... people told me I should have auctioned away spots to be in the comic book. And I could have. But let's be honest about the story. It's a group of people who've done this. There's really not a lot of spaces for... all these people. There are group shots. The story opens up in a movie theater, but a lot of it takes place in a singular location. Well, no, not a lot of it. The second chapter, because I'm writing it as like chapters. There's a 3-act structure. The first act starts, a long time ago in a theater, whatever. You've seen the picture. And then it moves up forward to modernish day. I can't tell you how long Harrison Ford's been here. You just have to read the story. But down the road, I can do comics that feature the fans, and you guys can bid on a spot to be in the book, and you'll have to send me a picture, and that's about it. That would be, that'd be a lot of fun. I'll do that down the road. Shit. Maybe we'll even auction off, like, you'll be the main character of the story type of thing, where you can give me a paragraph about who you are, and if you fit in the story, I'll put you in a type of thing. Like I said, I like the community aspect. That's why Good Morning Pop Culture has been kind of the main thing for a little bit. Not because it's easy. It's actually not. It's easier to do the single videos, and I don't mind the editing. But, I do like the community aspect because we built a really good fan base. These people, you guys out there are awesome. Everybody's awesome. We're having a good time. So that's why that happened the way it's happened. But don't worry, guys. The 5th of November, this goes to its own channel. Videos come back full swing. I want to do as many as I can. Believe me, there's a lot to talk about. This next one isn't even the big video I've been talking about. I'm still working on that one. So, be on the lookout. Almost have a sense of paranoia that Jar Jar Abrams is going to pull episode 8 as a batshit force trip from Rey's side. I hate to say it. If they do something that discredits episode 8's existence, I will be happy. I won't openly love this movie no matter what. If it's still SJW garbage and rhetoric poured into a Star Wars flick, well then damn it, I'm going to call it out. But if they had the balls to get rid of episode 8, that would not only make a better film, but it would incredibly validate everything we've ever said about episode 8. It's a small minority that hates this movie. And then I'd make a video. I'd get a suit. I'd sit down in a very nice chair, and I'd sit down and say, a small minority. A small minority is why Disney has gotten rid of episode 8 entirely. Please tell me what a small minority we are. I'll just sit there and I'll wait with a smile on my face. And then somebody will hand me a victory cigar. And there we go. Boom. And the DX theme will play. Let's see. What else are we talking about? They should have used the Thrawn storyline. Yes. Yes, they have. A basement is only so big. Yes, but a green screen is infinitely bigger. Thank you, Michael Rodriguez. Like I said, guys, you've seen the artwork. You know I can draw. You've read my reading or my writing. You've listened to it way more than you've ever could have imagined. So, be prepared. I'm excited for you to get the story. This will be a comic you'll never get rid of. So maybe the next one will be, even bigger. I don't know. I can't complain. This was a great success. So there's no complaints. So the real reason Jeff was late is busy beating Harrison Ford for being so disobedient and constantly trying to escape. That could be a skit on our skit show. That'd be, oh man, poor old Harrison Ford. Where's he at? Shut up. Episode 9 plot twist. Broom Boy is Snoke's child. Ooh. If that happens, then I'm going to openly love that film. To go back to Swinging Cod's super chat about blue balls, remember all the sycophantic yes men channels, Snoke, Snoke, Snoke. And then they're the same people that say, you're just mad because your Snoke theory was proven wrong. Oh my God. Like I told you guys, I got a big video that's going to cover all this stuff. It'll be the one, how did Star Wars get the way it is? Watch this video from us. You'll know forever. Research takes some time, but it's worth it. I think the Mandalorian is female? I don't think so. I don't think it's a smart move. Here's the thing about equality. It's not about making all female versions because the other one was male. Ghostbusters, they didn't need to make an all-female Ghostbusters to make up for Ghostbusters being 4 dudes. You get what I'm saying? That's not how these things work. If it's a good story, it doesn't matter if it's male or female. But with Star Wars, it feels very forced. Rogue One, female protagonist. Hell, Kira and Solo, a Star Wars story, was more capable than Han Solo. It feels like they've made a concerted effort to make the guys cucked out weirdos. Even the smoothest space pimp in the world is now into robots sexually. So that's why I get on Star Wars, because it seems like an effort. When they Moff Gerard says, we'll double our efforts when the Emperor's coming. Well, they've doubled their efforts to fuck over everybody involved with these movies character-wise. The actors got paid. They're going to be fine. But the characters are dog shit. There's a reason why you find all this crap at retail chains for pennies on the dollar. Yeah, the state of the economy is different. Yeah, the toys are different in terms of that. But if it's something that people want so badly, they will buy it up. And for anyone out there that says, oh, you just dislike female action figures, and the other people that say female action figures don't sell, female action figures based on good female characters sell. That's why Jean Grey's $100. That's why Rogue is $70. She went up $20 this past week. I'm pissed. People need to realize that there is a relationship to what sells and to how good something is to the audience. You can't berate people into spending money. It just doesn't work. All you can do is tell them about stuff and create a product that they're hungry for. Thank you, Cruel Sorrow. I appreciate that support for stealing Solo. Let's see. Salvador. Morning, Jeff. I got November 10th, 18 blocked off for the stream. Swig of mud for the working man. Well, Salvador, thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who listens to the channel that is a veteran. We're going to be giving you guys, like I said, the veteran stream. All you have to do is let us know how to contact you and send you the link. And we'll have everybody on. We'll be talking about entertainment in the military and how you consumed it. And you can tell stories and stuff like that. This is your stream to do what you guys want, because you guys have supported us here on the channel. There's a lot of military people that have supported the show. So this is our way of giving back. And Salvador, you're probably the most dedicated one. So thank you, and I'm glad you'll be here, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll figure out a time that everybody can make it. You think Lucasfilm is as dumb as they've shown themselves to be. It could be ego over stupidity. Like I said, you're going to have to watch the next video because I got some information in there that I could share now, but I won't. Keeps you teased for the next time. About what's coming next from the Hasbro situation and why certain Star Wars toys are made the way they are. It ain't Hasbro that makes those decisions. Have I seen the black Superman suit on the CW? What do I think of it? It looks cool. I don't like that actor's nose to play Superman. It looks too pointy. I know that's literally something I just said. Oh, Superman's nose is too pointy. But he's got the jawline, but he's just, I think of like a bigger, broader Superman. Henry Cavill's got the look for it. So if a Superman TV show that they're going to try to do eventually is viable, do it. I would actually watch that because even though I don't sit and sing Superman's praises every day on this channel, I do like Superman to some degree. And that was one of my first superheroes growing up. Batman, Spider-Man, Superman. All the time. All the time. But I do like the suit quite a bit. Let's see. I saw Halloween last night. Lucasfilm employees should see this movie and take a notebook. That's how you push a franchise forward with honoring the past. Well, the Disco Dev, I am really excited to see Halloween. I've been staying off Facebook because I mistakenly joined like 400 Halloween Michael Myers Facebook groups. And everybody just posts, Michael Myers this, Michael Myers that. Cool. I love it. I bought a Michael Myers action figure. But I don't want spoilers for that. And I'm not saying you've given me, so do not, feel like I'm targeting you or mad. Not at all. That's the perfect message to send me. And I also thought that would be what Lucasfilm should pay attention to. You know what? It's not too late for Indiana Jones. Number 4 sucked, but the character is not irredeemable. He's married to Marion. Maybe they take the approach and they do the smart thing and they just fire Jonathan Kasdan out of a trebuchet safely away from everybody here. Don't let that man touch another Harrison Ford property. So let's see. Ryan Johnson, your Snoke's theory sucks. Okay, what is yours? Oh, I don't know. Well, at least I had a theory, asshole. Let's see. SJW uses their politics and establish fandoms as a proxy to assert power over their opposition. Well, that is true. And it's not working with Star Wars. That is why the biggest franchise of all time will not be killed by stupidity. The Rebel Alliance of the fans will beat the Empire of... it's funny. Chuck went in, you're the evil Empire, fuckos, or whatever he called everybody. Fuck necks. No, Chuck, you're like a Kmart Grand Moff Tarkin. No, you're General Hux. You're the real deal, McCoy, Holyfield, all that shit. You are General Hux. You scream and you yell and you get red in the face, but at the end of the day, you have no power. People are on board for the Superman show. I am too. I don't know much about The Witcher because I don't play the video game. So I know Henry Cavill's in it. I wasn't going to watch it, though. Now I'm going to talk about the Daredevil Netflix. Somebody mentioned Razor Fist's video. I actually had the, the tab pulled up. And I wanted to watch the video beforehand, but I didn't have a chance. So if somebody wants to fill me in on what Deadpool, what Razor Fist would make a great comic book villain or hero. He's really not a bad guy at all. He's much smarter than most people. Therefore, he scares them because he doesn't agree with everyone's opinions on certain things. He thinks he's a think for himselfer, if you will. And, that's why people say shit to him because, I don't like what he said. Well, it's his opinion. And he has a more informed opinion than you do. And that's a problem for a lot of people out there. Let's see. But yeah, tell me about the Daredevil SJW politics. Hey, Kendo's here. Halloween spoiler, Michael Myers finds out he was black the entire time. Then Dion can get on board with that flick. Let's see. Grand Inquisitor says, Jeff sent you 2 emails, or B-Day emails. Please let me know if you got them, as they contain gift cards. Happy birthday, homie. Put this $5 towards some crown. Grand Inquisitor, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but I do appreciate it. I'm not going to go, oh, whatever. No, really, thank you very much. I don't know what to say besides thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm checking the email right now. Yes, I got them both right here at 8:46 and 8:47. So I want to tell you thank you very much. Sorry, somebody sent another email. Anyway, though, I want to tell you thank you, though. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Michael Rodriguez says Chuck Wendig is Admiral Ozzel from Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, but who's going to choke him? It's Disney Darth Vader. It's Marvel Darth Vader, and they just... He's as clumsy as he is stupid. We're still going to Hofbrau tonight. Oh, maybe we are. We're waiting to see about the thing. If people are trying to hang out with us, we're going to Hofbrau, and then we're going to USS Nightmare. So if you guys want to hang out with us, maybe. We'll let you guys know. Shoot us an email, and we'll let you know what's going on. Jeff, I hope you plan on getting drunk on your birthday. Of course I do. I rented a bar for a party. What do you do at a bar? You drink. You don't just walk around and play checkers. Unless, whatever. Thank you, Michael Rodriguez, as well. How old is World Class Bullshitters? Well, to be fair, this channel's birthday is the same as mine. That's when we launched episode 1. So the channel turns 3 this year, and I turned 30. So I'm 10 times older than the channel as of this year. Alec Munoz, thank you very much. Happy birthday, Jeff. Have a fantastic weekend. I will for sure. I'm going to... the guys are going to be here from the channel. So you're going to hear from all of us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Have you ever played Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth game? Can't believe I missed this years ago. Like I tell everyone, oh man, I wish I found out about you a long time ago. You know what? I'm glad you found us when you did. You guys found me when I needed you the most. And now the channel is a big, viable thing, and it's a lot of fun. And we're not going anywhere. So don't ever worry about, oh, I missed you. But no, I've never played a Lord of the Rings video game. I wouldn't call myself a Lord of the Rings fan, only because I've never watched a full film. I don't dislike Lord of the Rings, but much like Harry Potter, I'm not into it, so I don't really have an opinion of it. So that's why I'm also not against it. There are certain things I dislike because I've watched and experienced them. But Lord of the Rings is not something I dislike at all. Thank you, ARG man. There's a theory that Admiral Ozzel was a rebel spy to get some good traction. See, Cadmium Red, those are the type of fan theories that I dislike because they take away from the story. You know what? He was an inept guy. It builds to the rebels. They still get defeated. It's not like Admiral Ozzel helped the rebels secure a big victory. If anything, Admiral Ozzel, it's just so dumb. That's all I can say. Thank you, Bonobi. Let's see. Thank you, Cruel Sorrow. It appears the YouTube mod bot is broke. Oh. Jeff, you guys had the wrong person for the Prime Minister of Australia. He was the Deputy Prime Minister in your episode 145. Oh, okay. So you already listened to us, so thank you. Yeah, I guess we did. Did I bring up the Prime Minister of Australia? I thought it was Mel Gibson, so I apologize in advance, Luke Ta. Love of Knowledge, good screen name. Thank you very much for your super chat. Jeff, I'm interested in your opinion on the Mandela effect in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Is it Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father? Well, see, now let's talk about the Mandela effect for me, because I really do like this type of stuff. I don't get into the conspiracy stuff, but like yesterday when I got a haircut, what I do, listen to conspiracy podcasts. What do I do when I work on these comics? Conspiracy podcasts. I like to get into that zone. So the Mandela effect is very interesting to me, Love of Knowledge. Now, as a kid, I would say, Luke, I am your father. They even say it in Tommy Boy. He goes, la, lo, lo, Luke, Luke, I am your father. Oh, wow. When he's talking into the fan and shit like that. So I think the Mandela effect in Star Wars is not necessarily the Mandela effect, like the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears, but it's more along the lines of people misremember it, and then other forms of media use that misinformed memory. So, Luke, I am your mother, like in Thumb Wars, the Phantom Cuticle, and all that kind of shit. So, while I do find that interesting, I think just a lot of people heard it from other places, or it's a paraphrase. It's like, what is it? Play It Again, Sam is not actually in Casablanca. It's just misremembered quotes. Now, through, watching Star Wars a bunch, I do say, no, I am your father. And then, in my mind, the Imperial March is playing. That's not true. That's impossible. All that stuff. Those are that is how I remember it. But the Mandela effect is interesting. You could put it out there as a theory. I'm not discrediting you at all. My guess is just people heard it quoted other places, and it's just kind of like a thing that people just keep misquoting. It's like a big game of telephone. Darth Vader says, "No, I am your father," and Luke heard, "No, I am your father," but then Luke said, "Luke, I am your father," and then Leia said it, and Lando said it, then we said it, because everybody wants to be cool like Lando. Even Han Solo and Carbonite, his frozen ass, heard, "Luke, I am your father" from Lando. Actually, when Leia was going in there to free him from the carbon freeze, she's like, "Luke, Darth Vader's Luke's father." That was the first thing he heard. "Luke, I'm your father." What? So that is where I go with that one, love of knowledge. So thank you very much. Huge ass. Great screen name. J.K. Rowling announced Daenerys Targaryen has Crohn's. Like, the actress Emilia Clarke has Crohn's disease is what you're telling me? Because that's sad. She's an okay actress, but you would never wish anything like that. How do you say Emilia? Emilia Clarke. Does she really have Crohn's disease? I don't know. Because that's Daenerys Targaryen, right? The woman? Or maybe that's the character that has Crohn's disease in the book. I don't know. I don't know any of these characters. I apologize. Cormoran says, "Don't feel bad. We change PMs every few weeks." Well, thank you very much, Cormoran. I appreciate that. Logtos says, "Jeff, it was not you, but I think it was Dion." Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Dion makes those mistakes. Nah, but I love the dude. It's going to be a fun weekend. That's all I can say. It's going to be a fun weekend. John Greenwald, great icon, by the way. Next book, Captain Han, a parody sequel. Well, everybody seems to be really receptive of this concept, which, parody is fun, protected by the Constitution, free speech. So you got to love that. So it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to do that one. And, maybe there will be a sequel to this. You never know. In the beginning, I'm like, no sequels, no nothing. Then I'm like, well, people really seem to be in on this. It's a good event for a lot of people. So maybe I don't want to take away the fun from you guys. All I can tell you is that in February, you will know about what comes next from the World Class Bullshitters comics. 3PO had a silver leg. I remember that one too, but the toys were all gold to save money. And I think a lot of... Okay, one thing about Star Wars merchandise that a lot of people don't take into account is if you look at older stuff, the reason that it... crap, I saw this Mark Hamill thing on the screen. Let's leave it up for a minute. Who cares? The reason some Star Wars toys have inconsistencies, especially the earlier ones, is because they were just given generic production photos. They didn't know what was what color, what was this, what was that. I mean, look at Greedo, look at Hammerhead. They don't even have the real names for some of them. Walrus Man? His name's Ponda Baba. Well, guess what? The toy's Walrus Man. So a lot of Star Wars merchandise, especially earlier on back in the day, is inaccurate. And a lot of people's childhood memories come from the Star Wars merchandise because let's say you saw Star Wars when it first came out. So May of 77. Okay, well, next February or March, you get your Star Wars toys. Then, after that, you don't see Star Wars very much. You may get to see it one or two more times on the screen in a re-release, but you go home and Star Wars lives in your toys. Well, C-3PO is all gold. You remember him as being all gold. On the cereal box, they didn't even show his leg. You just remember all gold. Golden droid, golden rod, golden this, golden that. Hell, even had a golden eye. 2 of them, if you will. So that's where I think a lot of these false Star Wars memories come from, because you remember the toys, but you don't remember seeing the movie because you didn't have the access to the films like you did. You do nowadays. I mean, hell, I got on my phone, I got these movies. So if I really need to watch Star Wars, what do? Well, you just tap your finger 5 times and there's Star Wars in your hands. So it's a much different situation we live in to this day. But, a lot of people's memories come from merchandise. Like for me, I remember being a kid and hating how they put the power coins in the Power Rangers chest. And they put it in everything on the box. Well, they didn't have Power Ranger cereal back then, but they had it on pillowcases, this, that, and the other. They wanted them to look like superheroes, but on the show, they didn't have that. So some people may misremember the Power Rangers as having big power coins on their chest, but on the show, they never did. Therefore, in new modern merchandise, they don't have it because they're all about accuracy. Let's see who else we had pop up. In Star Trek, no one ever said, "Beam me up, Scotty." Oh, okay. I'm guilty of saying, "Beam me up, Scotty." Spaceballs, "Beam me up, Snotty." He beamed me twice last night. It was fantastic, or whatever she says. There you go. There's an example. So let's see. DeMille Jr., thank you very much for your super chat. I know who Snoke was, and a gash in his forehead proves that he's a stormtrooper that banged his head in A New Hope. That would be funny if that was really him. I was on the Death Star. I can't do the fucking... What voice does Snoke have? Ray? Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what he says. He calls Kylo something about the stupid girl and makes fun of him and hits her in the head with the lightsaber. That's all I remember about Snoke. That, and he looks like Freddy Krueger in Hugh Hefner's clothing. But if they can confirm that DeMille Jr., I will no longer complain about Star Wars. Oh, he was a Force-sensitive stormtrooper who hit his head on the Death Star, and when the Death Star blew up, he got burnt to a crisp. Could you imagine being on the Death Star when it explodes? Not only are you dead, but you're dead in an instant. Like, boom! Like, you don't even realize it. There's not even a flash of light, just pow! And you're nothing. You're atomized. Man, Luke Skywalker, savage as fuck. Now, wait a minute, Vader, no! Vader, no. That might be the best internet meme of the year. I'm going to throw that out there. Meme of the year goes to the Mundane Matt stream. Now, wait a minute. No, Matt, no. Kendo goes on and on about that. We're probably going to say that to each other this weekend. Hold me to it. Yes, it was silver from the knee down. Let's see. Rey is just an ideal to the point of 0% failure. It's not plot armor already. What did Luke teach her in episode 9 to be more perfect? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. These characters are all poorly conceived. For the white knights that want to say we're attacking the female characters, we're not. All the characters suck. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everybody. Everybody's equally bad. This is a place of equality and safety. Everyone's loved and hated the same. Oh my God, Spaceballs quotes. I love that movie so much. They've gone to plaid. The only good thing Matt gave us. I saw Mr. Medicare stream for a minute, had a picture of Mundane Matt as the icon. I was like, oh, I got to click on it. Then he talked about leaving YouTube. So I was like, oh, there goes Medicare. But people do love his streams. He is an event. I would kill to have his numbers. The closest I ever came to was 5,000 during a live stream. I want to get those back. Maybe we'll stagger out big event live streams to, have the most on the internet. We have the best fan base. We can make that happen. Have you heard the Snoke was Tarkin theory? They look so much alike. Yeah, I've never heard that theory, but I dislike it already. To be honest, I remember Snoke's clothes reminding me of Stan Lee's cameo in Iron Man 1 better than I do actual Snoke. Oh, man, I love Stan Lee. When I talk about his elder abuse allegations, I don't talk about it for clicks. I talk about it because I'm really sad. And, Stan Lee's the man. Stan the man Lee. Maybe he, didn't create everything he gets credit for, but, he's a nice elderly gentleman. And when he dies, the comic book world will weep. So let's hope it's not anytime soon. I hope he at least gets to live to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe end with Infinity War Chapter 2, because, that'd be nice. I wish Jack Kirby could be alive to see these things. I wish Steve Ditko had interest in seeing the Spider-Man movies. I look forward to getting my comics turned into a film. I could not imagine, being that old and your character taking off and being such a great thing, and then, boom, all these years later, it's this giant, giant thing, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I created that. I mean, that's got to be the greatest feeling in the world. One day I do hope to achieve that. And I will, relatively soon. Is it too late to get Stealing Solo? No, Robert, it is not. You can get Stealing Solo until tomorrow night at 11:59, and then it goes away forever. So, folks, the link is in the description below. Check that out. Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody on Indiegogo for a short period of time. Have I heard about the partnership between Crunchyroll and Funimation will end next month? Is this becoming a get woke, go broke situation? I don't know. I highly doubt Funimation would leave Crunchyroll based on that stupid not anime show. Oh, the women are writers, this and that. If the money's there, people will put up with the shit. So I do not know. It could be a licensing thing. It could be Funimation, since they have their own streaming service. Why go to Crunchyroll type of thing? That could really hurt Crunchyroll. I don't do any anime. I think I need to pick up the new Lupin the Third, but that's about it. Let's see. Orbital Lair says, stealing Solo. Get it. Jeff, it better be good. What if it's not good? What if it's great? It will be. Trust me. I wrote it myself. I'm my own harshest critic. That's one thing I'll always say about myself. I don't go, it's good enough. I go, shit, how can I make this better? And I've been very happy with what I've produced. That's not a sales pitch. It's just me being an adult about this. I'm very happy that I waited to do it until now. That's all I can say. If I would have tried to do this last year, wouldn't have had the skill. Well, I would have had the skill. Just, I don't know. I would have been in the right headspace. Headspace is very important to everything. You know, these people that create music, aka musicians, they got to be in the right headspace to create. And I have to be in the right headspace to do this comic. And it came to me at the right time in my life. Tell that to Alan Moore, Jeff. Well, Alan Moore is kind of crazy, though. I respect Alan Moore, but he's not the kind of guy I want to aspire to be in my comic career. Let's see. I'm a man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. Oh, you're a Mog? Stealing Solo 5, fan strike back. Very well could be. I like doing fan-related stuff. Jakku is clear when they come to the desert. Let's see. Crunchyroll has some monetary controversies on top of the SJW cartoons. I thought it was something to do with money, Frederick. I don't think they would cut ties straight up just because of ideology. That'd be interesting if Funimation's not even Japanese, right? Aren't they out of Texas? They just licensed from Japanese companies? Dude, I'll tell you this. If I had the foresight, if I was this age and like 19, if I was 30 years older, I would have tried to start a Funimation type of thing because, anime is the biggest thing, one of the biggest things in the world right now. I'd love to be the foremost animation or Japanese animation distributor to the West. Oh my God, I know they make some good money. Imagine being a single owner operation. That'd be crazy. Oh, Medicare was being sarcastic. Okay. So I didn't know that. Orbital Lair, Jeff, there better be a Ford crashes his plane gag in there. Well, they do go to his hangar to abduct him. So there are planes in the story. Don't worry. Let's see. May the Schwartz be with you. Oh, what a world, what a world. Oh, love it. Well, remember what Katie Leth is involved, Jeff. She will drive Crunchyroll to the shitter. I don't even know who Katie Leith or Leth is, so maybe she will drive it to the shitter. Rest in peace, Crunchyroll. We hardly knew ye. I think the Crunchyroll thing is deeper. There are allegations that they aren't paying the anime creators. Ooh, no. Do not do that. Maybe they deserve to go away. They're ripping people off. Yeah, at all. Like I said, I can buy that they put up with ideologies and stuff because whatever. If the bottom line's good, the bottom line's good. But if they're screwing people over, then I can see Funimation trying to pull out. Pulling out's good. Trust me, it prevents a lot of unwanted things. Just like the relationship between Crunchyroll and Funimation. Heard about the Jason Blum and there are no horror directors that are female controversy? Yes, I have. It's one of those things that gets blown out of proportion. I don't like when anyone says we need more of this. Female this, black this, Asian this, white this, whatever. The thing is, it's a free world. Women can direct horror movies if they choose to. Women can do whatever they want if they choose to. Life is about choices. You choose to do what you do. I choose to do what I do. Life is all about choices. So we don't need to force these women directors into roles they don't want. Now, are there independent women that want to direct horror? Yeah, but you have to prove yourself, just like a dude. You just don't give a horror movie to somebody that says, well, I'm a woman and I want to direct it. You got to have the work to back it up. So this person's, Jason Blum, or Bloom, however you pronounce that shit, his statement just was stupid to me from the beginning. So I don't really need to... You can't really sell movies on, well, a female directed this movie. Okay, a female directed American Psycho, and that movie's depraved and awesome. And I don't care who directs these movies. They just have to be good, directed by seasoned directors. Penelope Spheres directed Wayne's World. Amy Heckerling, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. All great movies that aren't feminist pictures. Cassandra was a kick-ass chick. She was cool. It was never about making Wayne and Garth look like idiots. Same thing with Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, it dealt with the pregnancy thing with Jennifer Jason Leigh. And what's his name? Vic. What was the guy that got her pregnant? He was a douchebag. But it overall wasn't about stupid dudes. So maybe Jason Blum needs to just, snip it off and direct it himself. Worked for the Wachowskis. The Babadook was a female director, and that film was good. I hated The Babadook. That is one of the few horror movies that I screamed at because that kid was so annoying. And my God, I just couldn't stand the kid. It was like that music video, Kids by MGMT, except there was no good song involved. It was just annoying. Bloom apologized. It's over. Hopefully it's over. Let's see. Hey, Jeff, look at a recent tweet by Mark for a bad toy review. You mean Mark Hamill? Let's see what Mark Hamill said. Because if Mark Hamill made a tweet about a toy review, that could be interesting. Oh, Mark Hamill just tweeted to Jason Blum about being a wiener. Or no, Jason Chaffetz. Jason in the house. Never mind. Okay, hold on. I'll show you guys this one. This makes me chuckle. It's a tweet. I don't normally show tweets. It's a little too spicy for this show, but check this out. This person says, Jason Chaffetz says, at Disneyland today with Senator Elizabeth Warren. And that made me laugh. And then Kathy Griffin says, you're a real winner, Jason, a real winner. And then Mark Hamill says, love you, Kathy Griffin, but you misspelled wiener. And there's a picture of a hot dog. And then Mark Hamill with a camel there. So maybe Mark Hamill does know more about the Fandom Menace. The Mark Hamill thing, episode 9. Maybe he secretly loves Ethan Van Sciver. Of the 354 people, maybe Hamill himself follows him. Maybe. We'll never know publicly. Oh, here we go. The expression was me reading. Oh, what is this? A Star Wars? Oh, here we go. Right here. Oh, the Star Wars fan. Okay, I get it. The expression was me reading the last page of the Force Awakens script. Okay, Mark Hamill, you're legit. I like you. I'm sure we wouldn't agree on everything, but that's okay. I don't agree with everything with my best friend, so... Why did Mark Hamill have a better career? That's all I can say. All right. Well, if you're working and lurking, thank you very much. Where are we at? I have more respect for Stan Lee than I do George Lucas. Yeah, I can see that. I kind of do too. The original Point Break was directed by Catherine Bigelow. Yes, it was. And it was very, very good. I mean, put it like this. I'm an FBI agent. For what 1990 standards was incredibly high. Almost to the top. But Keanu Reeves was the best in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, Point Break. Your people talking about Catherine Bigelow. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't grow up with that movie, though. I didn't see Point Break until I was probably 19 or 20, which I like the movie quite a bit. I just didn't grow up with it. The stuff my mom would get for me to watch, she'd rent me kids' movies. I'd rent like regular action flicks. I just never knew what Point Break was. Eat Me is Mark Hamill. Thank you, Mark Hamill. Welcome to the channel. We'd love you to have you. Mark Hamill and Michael Biehn are two guys I wish had better careers. I do too. Michael Biehn, though, had other issues, and you can look into it. I'm not going to put him on Front Street on this channel, even though he's a public figure. I feel kind of bad for him. He didn't have a better career, but he, like James Remar, they didn't necessarily make the best personal decisions, and that therefore affected their careers. Now, Mark Hamill, I think, just got typecast as Luke Skywalker. He was the star of the biggest thing ever, and he didn't have a transitional character. Harrison Ford was in a rush to do as many movies as possible so people could recognize his face post-Star Wars, and then he got Indiana Jones, and then I think deep down he's okay with being cast as Indiana Jones. He likes the character. My idea behind that is I think Harrison Ford likes to be the main event guy, so he takes pride in being Indiana Jones. Luke Skywalker's the main star of Star Wars. Harrison Ford, Han Solo's the secondary character, and he doesn't like that. But Indiana Jones, it's his thing. So, plus he probably had a better time making it with Steven Spielberg than George Lucas. I have not seen the newest video of Stan Lee, so there we go. Out of curiosity, what theater do you go to in Cincinnati? I don't go to any theaters in Cincinnati. I go across the river. See, all men related to Sean Bean must die. Mark Hamill didn't have the greatest career, but hey, he became the Joker. That's true. Someone on Comicsgate finally got a question answered that I've been wondering a long time. What the heck is an ash can? I thought it was an ashtray for your bathroom or something. It's not. Yes, an ash can comic book is essentially a Xerox comic book, a shitty version that you destroy. You throw it in the ash can. You burn it when it's done. It's a proof of concept type of thing. Very famous comic books have ash can editions, and if you were to acquire one and it was legit, you'd be rich. So imagine an ash can edition of Action Comics #1. You'd have the one and only thing on the planet. Oh my god! I know this sounds terrible, but if I had an ash can edition of Action Comics #1 that was you could validate it and it was in mint condition, and it was the only one on the planet, I would. Oh my god! I'd sell the shit out of that, and I would move from this stupid neighborhood. Oh. I like Mark Hamill as an actor, but politically not so much. Yeah, that's why I try to separate that from that. But I'm thankful that somebody like The Rock doesn't get into the politics aspect. He just keeps it clean down the middle and is very likable. Stealing Mark Hamill. Mark has to do Indiana Jones scenes under Harrison's rule in Jeff's basement. Oh my god. That'd be hilarious. It would be like that scene in Return of the Jedi where Han Solo gets thrown into the dungeon. He's like, Chewie, I'm all right, pal. And he starts hugging him. And he goes, Mark, is that you? Oh my God, Harrison, where have you been? You've been gone for months. I don't know where I am. He's like all pale and shaky. I don't know where I am anymore. And Mark's like, I don't know either. They just put a bag over my head and hit me with something. And then Harrison Ford says, my favorite line I've ever heard from Ethan Van Sciver, these things happen. There we go, folks. That's the sequel comic. Mark Hamill should have played a young Han Solo. I mean, if you shave Mark Hamill's face, he still looks okay, I guess. Sean Bean will have his vengeance. I love Sean Bean. He got the best James Bond villain death. Dropped from a satellite dish. And then the satellite dish was dropped on him. Yeah, he did. He gone. He gone so much. So is there any other news topics to cover this morning before I go? Because the show has devolved into Jeff laughs maniacally at the fans in a good way. But I do want to get back to finishing this video that everybody wants me to make because a lot of people out there really miss these videos. So let's check our friends over at ScreenRant.com and see if anything has come out. We know there's a Superman show, Avengers. Oh, I don't know where the image is gone, but I can tell you some spoilers about Avengers Infinity War Part 2. I was right. They do have matching costumes and stuff like that. At least some of them do. They must go into space or the quantum realm because they wear these white and purple Avengers costumes. Thor wears one. Rocket Raccoon wears one because there was a Chinese PowerPoint display that had the images. It was poorly shot, but there was an image taken, and it shows Iron Man in his white armor, I think, but positively shows Thor and Rocket Raccoon in purple and white garb. And remember, I talked about this a couple days ago on the show. In the box, there was a back of a box art that showed that. It showed the Captain Marvel figure. It showed what looks like a female Iron Man in a purple suit. So that could be what's-her-face, Black Panther's sister. She'll become Ironheart, and nobody's going to watch that fucking movie. So, yeah, that is a little bit of information for you guys. Let's see. Sony of America is censoring games. What are they censoring? Somebody tell me about that. I know I looked into Soul Calibur 6 because I heard they were going to remove booby physics and all that stuff, but then I saw a video of Ivy, and she was there, exposed and jiggling. So I was like, all right, this game gets a pass in my book. Plus, Soul Calibur is a damn good series. Let's see. GoldenEye is the best. Yes. Purple in space. Enough for me to think Saints Row 4. Thank you, Secret Rebel. I appreciate that. Guys, I'm going to do my best to get our P.O. box up this Tuesday, and I'll give you guys the date because I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I went there, I got the form and all that stuff, and then I didn't have my insurance card on me for a valid second form of ID. So I apologize for getting your hopes up, but we'll take care of that. We'll have it, and that won't go away. And that P.O. box will be published on every video we put out, how to contact us. That way you guys can send us random shit, and we can make videos about it and give you guys shout-outs and thank yous and all kinds of fun stuff. So, and be on the lookout because this is the last episode of Good Morning Pop Culture that will talk about Stealing Solo when the show comes back next week. No Stealing Solo, sadly. And that saddens me, but that's okay. It's been a good journey. It's been a good run. And to my 20s, goodbye, my friends. They've been pretty damn good years. They started out excellent. They got kind of boring in the middle, but they're ending on a high note, higher than I have ever been. And I don't mean on any illicit substances, because this is Ohio, not Ontario, Canada. So, we have to play by the law here, but that's all right. That's how you get far. You play the game. Like Triple H said, it's all about the game and how you play it. Well, Triple H didn't say it. Lemmy did. But my point is, play the game of life well, and you'll come out the winner. So, guys, I'll see you soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll hear from me sooner than you think. You'll see the other guys on the stream this weekend, too. So get excited for that. I might stream from my party. And you see who's going, see who's there, all kinds of fun stuff. So, guys, catch me next time. And, hold on. Chris Scheimer, thank you very much. Jeff, have you heard of Star Wars Theory Darth Vader fan film? First off, Chris Scheimer, thank you very much for a super chat. I have heard about its existence, and Jeremy was on set. But that's all I know. I do not know any of the story. I do not know any of the plot details. So I know about as much as you. I probably know less than you guys do, because I don't really watch Star Wars Theories channel. I subscribed out of support, but I do not know about the content. So you'll have to tell me more about it. Tim Riggs, thank you very much for your super chat. Happy birthday, Jeff, in case I missed the streams. Thank you for that, Timothy Riggs, or Tim Riggs, I should say now. You changed your name. Fat Cat 1776. Woo! Finally was able to support it. Order 1199 for Stealing Solo. Thank you very much for the Fat Cat. I appreciate that. Nicholas Glenn, thank you very much. Thoughts on Stranger Things and new upcoming season? Stranger Things, first off, Nicholas Glenn, thank you very much. Stranger Things season 1 and 2 were fine. I hated the episode where 11 went to Chicago. It was bad. Just going to put it out there. But I did like the characters overall. It's nostalgia for people that are slightly older than me. I was born in the 80s, but I didn't grow up in the 80s. So I respect it. It reminds me of the Goonies in a good way. It's fun. It's got one of the best TV theme songs of all time. New season, I heard it takes place in 85, so there's going to be 1,000,001 Back to the Future references. Back to the Future is my favorite movie. But I don't like when people parody it constantly, not because I'm offended, but because there's nothing new to say about Back to the Future. There's a certain point in time where it's like, I get it, flux capacitor, 1.21 gigawatts. What the hell is a gigawatt? Take that, you mutated son of a bitch. I get it, okay? You saw Back to the Future. I saw it too, a lot. Let's create something new. But Stranger Things Season 3, I will watch you when it comes time. So thank you much, Nicholas Glenn. Rookie Critic says, I'm buying Stealing Solo today. Happy birthday. Rookie Critic, thank you very much. Folks, give the Rookie Critic a subscribe if you wouldn't mind. He's a good dude. I believe him, Jeff the Iron Wolf, and it was at Black Angus Reviews, are doing streams. The Fandom Menace has inspired them to go out and create their own thing. And, they're doing it. So check it out. I'm subscribed to all three of those. I don't think, does Jeff the Iron Wolf have a channel? I know I'm subscribed to Black Angus Reviews and the Rookie Critic because I see them pop up in my streams all the time, in my feed. But, give those guys a check or a watch. They're good dudes, and, you always want to support independent art. You want to help make the next big thing the next big thing. You can take pride in that. Like with Stealing Solo, everybody who helps, your name's in the book. It's a part of history, so you're a part of history. Thank you very much. Observer Dude, thank you very much for your super chat. Do you think in Episode 9, they should have Luke's Jedi Padawans who survive the Purge and come out of hiding to avenge Luke? The Observer Dude, that is probably the best concept I've honestly heard for Episode 9. And I'm not just telling you that to be nice. Seriously, that is a fantastic idea. That is a way to introduce a new Jedi character and not have to do all this backstory. Say, I was the last Padawan of Luke Skywalker, blah, blah, blah. Or I was a Jedi trained under Luke Skywalker, and I survived the Knights of Ren, or something like that. Just have it be some dude, And then there's another. And that way, when Rey fails to fight Kylo, and this Padawan defeats Kylo, then you could have Rey, train with this guy, and they could go off and do their own Force thing together, and that would make sense, and they could ride off into the sunset. So I do like the idea of Luke's Jedi Padawans. Maybe just one of them come back. Some alien guy or some shit like that. Doesn't have to be a Kenobi, because he can't. Doesn't have to be the spawn of another Jedi. It can just be another, like Luke, who was raised. Well, Luke is the spawn of a Jedi, obviously, but could have just be another character who was, found. I like that concept a lot. They don't have to be connected or related like that. Just, this was this. There we go. Chris Scheimer, thank you very much for your super chat. Happy birthday, Jeff. But you can't leave. Well, I read all the super chats, so I think I can leave. I'm finally, damn it. Grendel Fan 84, thank you very much for your super chat. Saw the new Halloween last night. It was good. Well, Grendel Fan 84, I'm going to see the new Halloween tomorrow. So in 26 hours, I will be watching Halloween 2018. I've done something I've never done, and that's listen to the entire film score. So there's like 48 minutes of new music crafted by John Carpenter, his son, and some third guy who, well, sorry, third guy, but you're just not John Carpenter. And it's been great music. I can't wait to see the film. It bothers me that people are out there watching it, and I'm at home, not washing my tights, but, doing good morning pop culture and having a lot of fun. Let's see. Watch the Richard Sharp series. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Let's see. Star Wars tends to transition to the dark side. Superfan Adam Shawhan, you never need to apologize. You bought 400 copies of Stealing Solo, okay? You're a lending library. Folks, if you're out there and you don't have your copy of Stealing Solo, maybe Superfan Adam Shawhan will be generous enough to let you borrow one. Now, his copies of Stealing Solo come with white gloves, so when you read it, you don't get fingerprints and ruin the book. You can't, though, because it's printed to the highest quality as I can find. So it's really not an issue, but Superfan Adam Shawhan doesn't want your dirt. He doesn't want your grime. He wants your respect and your $5 to rent the book out. The third guy is Daniel Davies, Carpenter's godson. All three of them have worked on his solo albums, Lost Themes and Lost Themes 2. All right, I'll have to check that out. Leto Atreides II, God Emperor of Dune. Oh, man, Dune. I really wish I liked Dune a lot more. But, hey, can't love everything, right? Because then nothing's special. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for making Good Morning Pop Culture another success. I'm going to have a lot of fun this weekend, but the thing is, we're going to have a lot of fun as a community. So, you'll hear back from me soon. But now it is time to go. So, guys, we'll be on the lookout for the video I'm working on. You're going to love it. It's got my secret squirrel information telling me all kinds of juicy tidbits from Hasbro itself. And that's the only kind of content you can, or that's the kind of content you can only get here from world-class bullshitters. So, yeah, I'm talking more ARG, man, but guess what? It's going away. So, the coffee's good. The coffee's rich. And I'll catch you there. I'm literally waving to my computer right now. You guys can't even see me.